After the Indiana Fever's 2-point loss to New York, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White went into the post-game presser and partially blamed officiating for the loss. Clark claimed that her arm was being grabbed throughout the game, and Stephanie White called the disrespect on the Fever team unbelievable. She also stated that the non-call at the end of the game was egregious. At this point, we've all seen that final play where Natasha Cloud cleanly deflects the ball from Caitlin Clark after she attempted to draw a foul from the three-point line. White admitted that Caitlin Clark shooting that three or attempting that three was not even the play that they drew up. So instead of leaning into what the actual issue is, and that's the Fever is not disciplined enough to beat New York at this time, they chose to take the victim route, and that is the MO of the franchise. That sentiment and framing makes me question if White is the coach that's going to help the Fever get to a championship. And more importantly, is she the coach that Caitlin Clark needs to really grow her game? Growth comes from taking accountability and understanding what you did wrong in the situation. It's hard to do that when you have the mentality of things are happening to me, everyone is attacking me, instead of thinking, I'm doing these things and these are the outcomes based off of what I've done. You're talking about egregious fouls, but then glaze over the fact that your starting point guard had 10 turnovers and the other team scored 10 points off of your turnovers. You're skipping over the fact that your team shot 30% from three and that you gave up a 12-point lead in the second half. The first question that they asked White was about the foul, and I thought it was interesting that they did not ask Aaliyah Boston that question, although they asked Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark. I also thought it was interesting that White chose this moment to frame the foul discrepancy as minus 31 instead of keeping it relevant and just saying that there was an 8 foul discrepancy between Indiana and New York. 8 fouls is not a glaring discrepancy when you consider Indiana was down by 15 at one point and they kept getting beat defensively. Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones are matchup nightmares and they tower over the entire Fever team in height and wingspan. I think that Natasha Cloud did a masterful job in defending Caitlin Clark. She did what coaches tell their players to do defensively. Show your hands, move your feet, beat them to the spot, use your body. Clark isn't a difficult scout at this point. We know where her spots are. We know what she wants to do. We know how she's going to attempt to draw fouls. The way that she was defended by New York is the counter and the blueprint in defending Clark moving forward until she takes time to grow her game and adjust. But what are your thoughts, Hoops Tribe? How do you feel about Stephanie White's post-game comments? Let's talk hoops.